Hi guys, today we're going to show you how to make collard greens in your pressure cooker.
Hey everyone, we are still getting ready for New Year's Day, and so we thought since we're going to make our collard greens in the pressure cooker, thought we would share that with you. So we've got our pressure cooker on saute sear. I just turned it on, so it's going to take it just a minute to heat up. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to put an onion. This is kind of a large to medium, or medium to large I should say, onion. We're going to put 12 ounces of country ham for seasoning. And we're also going to put some ham flavored seasoning in, as opposed to using like a chicken broth or something like that. We're going to make our own broth out of this ham seasoning. And we're going to put a little bit of water. We won't need a lot of water because the collard greens do put off quite a lot of moisture. They'll shrink down to just about nothing. Now you see I've got some salt here, and I have some pepper here, but I'm not going to be using that initially. If you put pepper in your greens, they will become a little bit tough. You don't want to use pepper up front. So when they get done, it's very appropriate to then add some black pepper. We will be putting in a little bit of red crushed pepper flakes. That will not make the collards tough like black pepper will. Okay, so we should be coming up to heat now. We'll put in the onion. I'm getting no sizzle yet, so it's not up to heat quite yet, but it's okay. Then we're going to put in our ham, our country ham. Okay, so let's let this sizzle out just a minute, and we'll be right back when we get this kind of going. Okay, so Andrew reminded me I didn't tell you, I put about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil in the bottom of the pressure cooker before we put the ham and the onions in. So we're just going to let this kind of brown up just a little bit. It's not important that it get, brown necessarily, because we're going to put these on for about 20 minutes, and but the collards are going to let off a whole lot of juice, and we want to make sure that when they let go of their juice, that they absorb some really good juice. So let me put put some pepper flakes in. I'm going to put about, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon of red pepper flakes in, and that'll give it a hint of heat, but it won't be spicy. But you do want that little kick on your greens. So let's see how this is coming along. Now I'm not putting any salt in because of this country ham. It's really, really salty because it's salt cured. And we're not putting any pepper in because we don't want to toughen up our greens. We want them to be really tender. Okay, so that's where we are. So now I'm going to take these 2 packs of this Goya ham flavored seasoning. I'll put that in this water. We'll give it just a little bit of a stir. It's not going to dissolve real well. It's going to clump up a little bit, and that's fine. So now that our ham and onions are really good and hot, we're going to pour the flavoring in. You don't need a whole lot of water and a lot of broth because, again, those collards are going to put off an awful lot of moisture.
That was 2 cups of water, right?
It was 2 cups of water and 2 packs of the ham seasoning.
Okay.
And the ham seasoning, it's amazing how much more flavor that gives than, say, a chicken broth or a vegetable broth would provide. If you've never tried the Goya ham flavoring, do yourself a favor and pick yourself up a pack. Being from the South and being a Southerner, we've always cooked with bacon grease and such. And that ham flavoring has allowed me to begin cooking without bacon grease, and I can flavor my beans and butter beans and what have you with the ham flavoring, and it really truly does replace the bacon grease that we used to use back in the day. Okay, we're just going to let this come up to a boil, which should be any second now, and we're going to start putting the collard greens in. And what I'm going to do is you see this bag of collards, I'm using the pre-cut ones because over the years I have cut my hands many times trying to cut collards, and it's just really a pain. So these new cut collards are just as fresh. So you can see the moisture on them. They're very fresh greens, and it takes away all of that labored, the labor of cutting up greens, because you don't want the stems in, so you got to cut those out. It's just a pain. So this is awesome that I can use these pre-cut ones. Okay, so that's almost up to heat. It's starting to bubble a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to put these greens down in here and let them start cooking down, because they'll cook down really fast, and that'll allow us to get more greens in our pot. So you'll see that we're going to cram this really full, for the lack of a better way to say it. Okay, let's start putting our collards in. And we're feeding about, I think there's about 12 of us, 13 of us maybe, going to be eating New Year's Day. I can hear the pressure cooker boiling the fluids in the bottom, the liquids in the bottom. So okay. So we're going to let these shrink down just a second or two, or about a minute or two maybe I should say, and then we'll be back because we're going to put some more in here. Okay, so these have been cooking about 3 minutes, and you see that big old bunch of collards has cooked down. So I have yet another bag of collard greens, and I am going to fill this pressure cooker back up and pack them down in there because they're going to shrink down to just about nothing. We're still on the sear function, letting the liquids boil in the bottom and steam the collards, and letting them reduce enough to where we can add more collards. And then we'll put it under pressure. And we're going to cook them on medium for about 20 minutes. Now normally, without a pressure cooker, I would cook my collard greens for about 4 or 5 hours because I like them really super tender and full of flavor. I'm not a good raw collard eater. Okay, so that's the second bag. And those are going to shrink down like the first bag did. So when we get done, it's going to be way down to here. And this will be plenty of collards for the group that is coming, the family that's coming to have New Year's dinner at my house. So this should be just about perfect. So clean up all your areas to where you don't have any in your sill area. And then we're going to put the lid on. Oh, excuse me. We are going to we're going to stop the sear function. And we're going to put it on pressure. And we're going to set that, well, let me put the lid on first. I don't think it likes it the other way. So we put our lid on. We're going to set the dial to medium. We're going to line our arrows up because we're going to be under pressure. And then we're going to come down here. And we're going to put these on for 20 minutes to have super tender collards. So medium heat, medium pressure for 20 minutes. And we'll come back and show you how yummy they look.
Okay guys, our pressure is down to 0 and we released it. Let's see what we got.
We actually got a facial this time when we released it. There are some collard greens. See if they're juicy enough. No, I think they need a little bit more liquid in them. Either that or they haven't cooked down quite enough. So, these are not tender enough. So, hang on one second. And I'm going to show you what to do with that. I'm going to do another cup of water with another ham seasoning in it. Because I don't want to add plain water without having seasoned water. We put this on saute sear for about 6 minutes. We just want to keep the liquid hot so it comes back up to pressure pretty quick because we're going to cook these a little bit longer.
What's that?
What's that? This is collard greens, sweetie pea.
What's that?
So today we are 2 girls in a pressure cooker and a 3-year-old grandson.
What's that? These are water.
Yeah, we are going to put some water and soda in here. He just learned to say oops-a-daisies today, which has been really cute. So I'm going to put another cup of water with another ham seasoning packet in it. Because again, I don't want to add liquid without adding flavor. And these are nowhere near tender enough for my taste.
See, I liked it. I tried one.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Well, I didn't try one. Let me try one. Nope, not tender enough. So we're going to see it's bubbling, so it's up to heat still. So I'm going to turn off the sear function. Replace the lid. It's going to be a little firm because it's so hot. You have to put a lot of pressure on the lid. Back on. And I'm going to turn this up to high. We were on medium. So I'm going to put it on high. Line my arrows up. Put it on pressure. Here. And I'm going to let them go 10 more minutes. So we'll see you back here in just a few minutes.
Okay guys, we're going to see how they're doing after we put them on for some more time. We let out our pressure. That looks more like it.
Yep. Looking better. They've still absorbed a lot of juice. Sorry guys, I really want more juice in my collards than this, and to me they're still just not feeling tender enough. Let me taste one. So we've had them, cooked them at medium for 20 minutes, high for
10.
10, and then
That's it.
so we probably should have gone 20 minutes on high to see how they would do. So I'm going to put yet another 2 cups of water in here with another seasoning pack. Now mind you, this is the first time I've made them in here, but we're not going to stop until we get them right. So I got 2 more cups of water because there's not enough juice in there, which is going to throw off some of my other seasonings. So I'm going to fix them up right here, right now, while you watch what I do. I'll put 2 more cups of water in. I'm going to put another one of these Goya ham flavoring packs in because you can't add the liquid without adding some flavor to it. And I'm going to put some more crushed red pepper. I'm going to put another heavy tablespoon of crushed red pepper in there. Now we are going to need to add some salt to these. They're not salty enough, but we'll do that after we finish this cooking process. We'll do that last. That's a lot smarter thing to do when you're cooking vegetables, is to flavor them as the final touch. Now that might cook down a little bit more. Get that pepper off of there. Okay. So we're going to yet again keep going until we get them right. They're not tender enough in my book. We'll put the lid back on. You got to put extra hard. Put them on high. We'll line our gauge back up. And this time we're going to go another 10 minutes. This will get done eventually. Okay, so this is all so we can have a Happy New Year. We'll see you when we get back.
Okay, guys, we're going to let off the pressure. We're down to 0. May take a minute. Okay.
Okay, so we're still taking the pressure off. It's about done. Okay, the pressure guide has stopped. So now we're ready to take them off. Let's see how they look this time. Pray, everybody. I believe we have success. Look at that. So now, let's go back through what we've done. We put 12 ounces of country ham in here, which is very salty. We have put about 2 tablespoons of crushed red pepper in here. We have put 4 packs of the Goya ham seasoning in here and about 8 cups of water. Now when we started off, if we had done all that with those 2 large bags of collards, it would not have all fit. But as you can see, this pressure cooker is not even full at this point. But these collards are very tender, which is how we prefer them. So with all that being said, you make them like you want to make them. If you have 1 bag of collards, I would suggest 4 cups of water and 3 packs of this with your country ham and your onions. So now I'm going to taste, and let me finish, because you would probably want to put them on for about 35 to 40 minutes if it was just 1 bag. If you have 2 bags of collards, pretty much guaranteed it's going to take more than one pressure cooking time. You'll have to open it and adjust like we have done today. So let's taste these. Let me taste just one little piece, because I got a feeling these are going to need some salt. And now you can put pepper on them because it's not going to toughen them, because they're already very super tender. They are good. They are very good. I can taste that crushed red pepper, that little hint of spice in them. But there's no black pepper in them. And I probably won't put any black pepper in them. But I am, however, going to add probably about 2 teaspoons of salt to these. That country ham salt didn't go far enough to tenderize, to salt 2 huge bags of collards. So these are the collards we're going to have on New Year's Day. And I don't know how many of you are aware. Of course, now you probably can tell from my accent that I'm Southern. But in the South here, we eat pork, black-eyed peas, and collard greens on New Year's Day. And the reason we do that, or what that signifies, is that the pork is luck. The collard greens represents dollar bills or money. And the black-eyed peas represents the coins that we're going to make next year. So we're all anxious to eat a lot of collard greens, black-eyed peas, and we want a lot of luck, so we eat a lot of pork. And that's how the South does it every year, for the most part. So Happy New Year. I hope you enjoy these. I know we certainly are going to be eating a lot, as you can see. And I wish you all the best in 2016 and looking forward to seeing you then.
Bye.